Así. Bueno, pues me compré una Raspberry Pico solo porque estaba de oferta y vamos a aprender a usar esta onda.
Hello, guys. This is
Va a ser con este señor que la verdad vi unos sus videos así saltados y me parece que sí lo enseña muy bien. Entonces vamos a ver qué tal.
Paul McWhorter with TopTechBoy.com, and we're here today with episode number 1 in our incredible new tutorial series where you're going to
Mm,
unleash the power of your Pico W. What I'm going to need you to do is pour yourself
lo pongo en por dos porque así es más rápido.
a nice tall glass of ice cold coffee.
Café es
And
importante,
that'll
yo
be
también
straight up
tengo uno
black coffee.
aquí.
Pour it over ice.
Este
No
señor me
sugar,
entiende.
no sweeteners, none needed. And as you're pouring your coffee, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Sunfounder. Sunfounder is actually sponsoring this most excellent series of video tutorials. And in this class, we will be using the Sunfounder Kepler kit for Raspberry Pi Pico W, the Pico W. Now, most of you guys probably already have your gear, but if you don't, look down in the description below. There is a link over at Amazon,
Aquí
and you can pick this kit
está
up. Believe me,
promocionando
real life
algo.
and from MIT and computer science.
Simón.
The kit here, I guess I better get out of your way as well. There we go. Okay, and then you can see I have my kit here of the
Ajá.
electronic components, and it is a little package like this, just a little green single board computer. So
Tiene un montón de cosas, capaz si me lo compro, pero
we're going to get that thing out, and then we're going to come over here, get this out of the way, and then Raspberry Pi Pico W. Okay, get it out, and then I'll come here in view, and I'm going to go ahead and take this off, and then I'm going to take this off, and then the first thing we want to do is just to kind of get this to talk to. We want to get this to talk to our PC, that just to sort of see the USB. So you can see here what I have is I have this PC view window open up on my PC, and what I want you to see is that if I just come in and I just plug this in, I hear the little USB ding dong. But what you'll notice here is you'll notice over here that I didn't see any device show up. Okay, so it's not recognizing it as a USB device. And so I want to show you the key thing. Now, normally you just plug it in, but as we're getting this thing configured the first time, we have to make it a recognizable USB.
al parecer como que no le está reconociendo la tarjeta. Vamos a ver si a mí me la reconoce. La verdad, debería haber preparado esto para que se viera. Vamos a ver cómo se hace eso. Tengo este equipo. Ajá. Vamos a ver. ¿Dónde está el cable? Aquí está, lo conecto y conecto la otra parte. ¿Dónde está la otra parte? No la encuentro. Hmm, curioso. Este, este, este. Ah, vamos a ver si a mí me lo reconoce. Lo conecto. Clic. Y al parecer, pues a mí sí me lo reconoce. Este que lo reconoce. Vamos a poner esto aquí en el OBS. Añadir fuente. Ventana, creo que es. Ventana. Ok, Explorer. Sí. Ajá, ajá, todo bien. No se mira quién soy yo, así que por el momento todo bien. Todo bien. Esto, pues ahora pues lo puedo ocultar. Listo. Sí, yo creo que se ve. Bueno, pues al parecer al señor no le, no le funcionaba al principio.
Speed drive. And the way we do that, let me unplug it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the little white button down, and then I'm going to come in and plug it in and giddy up.
Ah, se tiene que apoyar el botoncito blanco. Voy a sacar. Bueno, sí, señor.
What do you see that happened that time? Now we see the RP2 show up as an F drive. Now I can put something on it. Now what we're going to be operating on in this class is MicroPython. So I've got to go out and I've got to get MicroPython and I've got to put MicroPython on my pico.w. What's the good news is my PC is seeing the pico.w and gives me, shows it to me as a little USB drive. So we're doing great.
Okay.
So now what we need to do is we need to go out and get the MicroPython program. So I'm going to search on Raspberry Pi Pico MicroPython installation, something like that. And then for me, the first result is the raspberrypi.com documentation, microcontrollers, and so forth. And so that is the one you're going to want. And then you should come up with a page that looks something like this. Okay, what is MicroPython? Very good. And then this is the drag and drop MicroPython installation. And that is what we want. Now there's two possibilities, the Raspberry Pi Pico or the Raspberry.
Bueno, MicroPython, ¿no? Busquemos MicroPython. MicroPython drag and drop. Aquí está documentación de esta cosa. Drag and drop. Dice: You can bla 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 con con soporte. Pero. ¿Y cómo sé si la mía es pico o pico W? Aquí sí, es solo pico. Lástima, no tiene wifi. Bueno, entonces agarro. Bueno, hay que esperar a ver qué dice el señor. Este señor. Le voy a dar play. Dale.
Raspberry Pi Pico W. Because of our friends over at SunFounder, we have the ultimate chip, which is the Pico W, so we will be selecting that one. And then you see the download begins down here. And then boom, there is my download. Okay, so now what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to keep that in view, and I'm going to need to come back over here, and I'm going to need to click on this. And so you see now it's showing up as a drive, and now I just come over here, and that file that I just downloaded, I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to drag and drop it there. Now, you can see that it's copying. That's good. You might not even see it here. You might not see any difference, but let's give it a chance to download. Okay, there it is. So boom, we are done. Now, when I got that file, let's look and see something interesting that happened. Let's see if I come back over here.
Oh.
And I go back to this PC. Now, once it got that operating system, once it got that MicroPython environment, now it is no longer showing up as a USB drive. That's okay because we got what we needed there. So the first goal we have met. What have we done? We have got the MicroPython loaded onto the pico.w. And so that.
Perfecto. Bueno, entonces vamos a hacer eso. A ver, si yo abro esta ventana y yo vengo aquí, lo descargo. Espero que no se esté viendo. No se mira, creo. Y hago lo que hizo aquí el señor. Se descarga. Y listo. Ahora ya no aparece. La ventana se fue porque pasó lo que dijo. Que ya no lo iba a reconocer, así que todo bien.
That is a great step forward that we made there. Now, what's number two? We need to create an integrated development environment on our PC that will allow us to download programs down into the pico.w, if that makes sense. Okay, so what I'm going to do there is I'm going to come down, come back over here, and the integrated development environment that we're going to use is Thonny. Okay, it is Thonny. So I will come here, and what we're going to say is install Thonny. Something like that should be good enough. Okay, Thonny, Python IDE for beginners, that is it. And then right here we have the download button, and this looks good. And so we're going to come here to Windows. You might be on Mac or Linux, but I'm on Windows, and I'm going to go ahead and download the 4.0.1. Now, if you have a more modern Windows operating system, it probably is going to throw a warning when you try to install. If it doesn't, then no problem, you're good to go. If it does, I'll kind of show you how to take care of it.
Qué raro, la cámara. Se mira una mancha. Yo soy la mancha.
So Thonny has been downloaded. I'm going to go ahead and click on this and see if I can do the installation.
Bueno, entonces voy a descargar el Thonny. Python IDE for beginners. Windows. El exe, ¿no? Sí, recomendado para mí.
When I click on it, this little box comes up and it starts trying to tell me to go get this from the App Store. But it's not on the App Store, but if you scroll down, you'll see change my app recommendation settings. So I'm going to click that. And what you can see is that without asking you, Windows has set the default to only install apps from the Microsoft Store. Well, what I want to do is just say come up and install from anywhere because I'm going to be careful about what I do. You got to think about how you want to set things. And of course, it asks me, do I really want to install? Yes. I use Microsoft, the more annoying it gets. And we are there. So now, where are we? Where are we right now?
Bueno, instalarlo, ¿no? Sony. Install for me. Sí, siguiente, acepto, siguiente. Y un icono. Instalémoslo. Se está instalando el programa, no lo miren, pero se está instalando. ¿Cómo me pica la muñeca? Ya casi, bueno, en eso sigamos con el video que estaba instalando
We should have the MicroPython environment on our pico W, okay? And now we should have Thonny on our PC. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to now just look and I'm going to say Thonny, and there it is. It pops right up there. And so let's see if we can open up Thonny. Excellent, most excellent. Okay, and you guys might have like a little, like the first time you run it, you might have a little thing that says like, you know, run the classic or run the standard. You might have a little link. You might have a little link over here that you click on, and then it will bring these menus up for you. And since I had installed it and uninstalled it and then installed it again, it seems like it's gone back to my old preferences, but that's not a big deal. You should be able to have a little blue icon here that you click on, and then you will get these these menu items. Okay, the first thing that we want to do is we want to connect Thonny to the Raspberry Pi Pico. And so let's see.
Bueno, ya instalado, entonces tenemos que conectar, ¿no? Let's go, dice aquí. ¿Cómo lo hago, señor qué? ¿Cuál es el nombre? Señor Paul McWhorter.
See if I can get a nice view here where you can see both of those things. I think I can get this all working. So, I think that looks pretty good. Now, the first thing is mine, it looks like it's already connected up. It says MicroPython Raspberry Pi Pico Com7. It seems like that it is connected, but you can come down here and then click on this, and you can go to local Python 3. If you did that, whatever you wrote in Thonny would run on your PC. Or you can come down to MicroPython Raspberry Pi Pico Com7. That will run it on the Pico. So that is what I'm going to select. Now, for me, it was already selected, but you need to make sure that it is selected. Okay, guys.
Okay, aquí estoy en Sony. Me dice local Python 3, bla, bla, bla. Todo está bien entonces.
I believe that we are ready to go.
No. Que lo tengo que conectar. Ahora ya está conectado. A ver, les voy a enseñar. A ver si puedo. Capturador de ventana. Sony. Sí, el Sony. Vamos, el logo más grande. Bueno, pues aquí estaba esto, ¿eh? Y esto no parecía así. No, pero esto parece así. Entonces esto, supuestamente, yo así le entendí que tengo que cambiarlo aquí. Vea. A ver, sigamos.
Right now we are execution ready. So if I just type a line of code here, it should execute it. So let's say print, and then I'm just going to say hello world like that, and giddy up, wrote our first program, hello world. Well, actually, we didn't write our first program. We just executed our first line of code. So when I typed this in, what happened? When I pressed enter, it sent it through COM7 down to the Pico W, and then the Pico W printed hello world, and that came back up through COM7 through the IDE, and then it printed it out. But really what you want to do is you want to write your programs up here where you're writing a program, and then executing them. So here I can say print hello world like that, and then close it, and now I just come up to this little green arrow and then giddy up, hello world. So we wrote our first program. Well,
Ok. Vamos a ver si funciona lo que acaba de decir. Supuestamente este es como que el intérprete, una cosa así, el shell, yo no sé, va. Entonces si yo le digo hola mundo o hello my friends, tendría que funcionar. Pero lo que quieren es que los programas como que se guarden, van a no ejecutarlo así. Hello, my friends. Y le doy aquí a esto. No sé qué es MPY, Stop Reboots, pero la cosa es que me dice hello, my friends. Ok, funciona. Sigamos.
let's just try like a really simple program. What if I say A is equal to 7 and B is equal to 2 and then C is equal to A times B, and then what if I say print C like that? Just a very simple little program, and let's run that. Boom, 14. Okay, we have written our first couple of programs, and we are just flying through this stuff. Okay, that stuff is good. That stuff is fine. What have we done so far? We have got the micro.
Bueno, es por lo mismo, ¿no? Vamos a decir que A es igual a 5, que B es igual a 5. Y vamos a decir que C es igual a 5 más 5 y que me printe C. ¿Sí? Yo creo que sí. A ver, ¿qué pasa? No, 10. 55. No, no, 25. Ah, perfecto, perfecto. Sigamos. Ay, no lo vieron. Qué mal. Fue gracioso. La verdad es que era gracioso. Bueno, 25. Quita y sigamos.
Python on the pico W. We have an IDE over here on our PC, Thonny, that allows us to interact with the pico W. And now I want to go one bridge further in this introductory lesson, and I want to show you how you can start interacting with the GPIO pins. Now, GPIO means general purpose input output, and you can
GPO, GPIO, General, Pin, adentro y
see
afuera.
there are all these pins on the pico W. And what we can do is we can programmatically interact with those pins, and we can send data to them, or we can read data from them, and there's all types of different stuff that we can do. What I want to show you very quickly and easily is just our very first little program where we're going to turn one of those pins on. We're going to set it to 5 volts, and then I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, the pin
Dice que va a agarrar uno de estos pines y le va a decir, mira, tenés 5 voltios.
that I'm going to be doing working with is called the LED pin, and it is a pin
Y tiene un pin, bueno, tiene un LED aquí
that
integrado.
is actually connected right here to this little LED. So if I turn that LED pin on, what should the LED do? Somebody tell me, what should the LED do? Okay, so let's go in and let's write this program. So I'm going to start from, and if I'm going to work with those pins, I'm going to have to import the library that works with the pin. So I'm going to say from machine, I'm going to import the library pin. So the library is machine, and then the method that I'm importing is pin. Now what I need to do is
Bueno, como en Python, ¿va? A ver, estamos, ahora sí. Como en Python todo es de importar, ¿va? Importemos todo. Dice import from, no, ¿cómo es? From algo, import esto, ¿va? From machine, import pin. Machine S minúsculo. Okay.
I need to create my LED. So I'm creating an object. I can call this object whatever I want. I'm going to
Objeto.
call it my LED. So I'm creating this little object called my LED, and that is equal to that method that we just imported pin, right? So it's going to know what pin is because I just imported pin, and then I've got to give it some parameters. What pin do I want to interact with? Well, normally you would say like pin 1, pin 2, or like pin 1, pin 2, pin 3, pin 4, pin 5, pin, all these different number pins, but I'm going to use that special pin, which is called LED, like that. And so that's how we do that, and now I've got to tell it, is it an input or an output? Well, if I'm reading data from it, it would be an input, but if I'm sending data to it, it's going to be a what? An output. So the way I do that is PIN, because again, that is this method up here. It's going to know what that is. And then what do I need to do? I need to say it is a .out. Case is very important here. So what does this line of code do? It creates an object.
Ok, dice esto. Vamos a crear el objeto que es mi LED y va a ser igual a el método pin que te pide un pin que podría ser yo que sé, 15, no sé, 8. Pero al parecer hay un pin que se llama LED y lo vamos a decir que miren, esto es en minúscula. ¿Tendrá autoayuda esta cosa? Pin, apps, pin, dice, le metes el ID, le metes el modo, le metes un pool, le metes un valor, le metes un drive y le metes un, no sé. Bueno, pues espero que eso sí no se mire aquí en la... otra vez. Aquí está, ahora sí. Bueno, metes un pin que ya había dicho que esto se llama LED y al parecer es un pin.out. ¿Por qué out? Porque nosotros le estamos metiendo, no estamos recibiendo del entorno.
Object. That object is my LED. And then where is my LED? Well, it is the special pin, the LED pin, and then I am setting that to be an output. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Now I can give what? My LED, that's my object. I can give it a value, okay? Now, a 1 is
Le podemos meter un valor.
on and a 0 is off. So if I want to turn it on, I need to put what here? A 1, like that. All right. Now, I have written my first very, very simple little program. Okay, I will need everyone to hold their breath as we run this. Giddy up. Did you see that? Look at that.
Qué emoción. Chinga, no lo vieron. Bueno, no importa. Aquí lo van a ver. Entonces, si yo digo que mi LED, así, punto, el valor para asignarle un valor sea encendido, que es 1, y y vamos a ver. Voy a, voy a intentar grabar esto. Y vamos a intentar ver en la cámara. Voy a quitar los filtros. Wow. Bueno, ahora sabe mi identidad. Qué cámara más basura. Se había congelado. Por razón. Bueno, nadie va a ver este video, supongo que. Serví. Estamos. Problemas técnicos. Bueno. Cámara, filtros. Aquí está. Entonces, cuando yo le dé correr, esto tendría que encenderse. Perfecto. Y para apagarlo, solo lo cambio aquí a cero y es como que. Pum. Sencillísimo. Sencillo. Eh, Vamos a volver a activar los filtros. Pum, 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 para preservar la imagen. Bueno, seguí, señor.
Turn that sucker on. All right, we are in our first lesson. We're already interacting with our GPI opens. Okay, if I can turn it
Sencillo.
off, what should I also try to do?
Ah, excelente.
I mean, if I can turn it on, what else should I try to do? I should try to turn it off. Well, if I wanted to turn it off, what do you think I should do? I should come in here and I should make this a what? I should make that a 0, like
Claro.
that. And so I will come in, hold your breath. Boom, look at that. We turned it on, we turned it off. And I'll show you there's also a different way that you can turn it off. I showed you one way. Well, another way you could do it is you could just say turn it on like that. Okay. And now you don't put anything inside of the parentheses and we go there, boom, it's on. And then we could also turn it off by just making that off.
Ok, ok, sencillo. Encendido,
That, and
apagado.
boom, it went off. I don't like the on-off business so much. I would rather do a value, and then I would rather make the value 1 like that. That's just
Es mejor con el valor, al parecer.
a little bit about how I would like to do it. Okay, I do a 1, and then I go back a 0, and then like that. Okay, very good. So we're making it through this stuff pretty quickly. If I can turn it on and I can turn it off, what would be a cool thing to do? I would want to, what? If you can turn it on and you can turn it off, you could, what? You can make it blink. But if you're going to blink, you wouldn't want to write 1,000 lines of code, my LED value 0, my LED value 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. You want to somehow create a loop where you create a little bit of code that it just keeps doing over and over and over. And luckily, there's a way to do that. And what it is, it's called a while loop. And I can just say while, and then it will keep doing the code beneath the while as long as the condition is true. Well, what condition is I'm going to put in here? I'm just going to say true, like that. When is true, true?
Bueno, vamos a crear un bucle infinito. Entonces, while, en minúsculas al parecer. Uy, 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 uy. No, 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 no. Ahora sí. Entonces, while esto sea verdadero, yo creo que si era en Python, pues my let that value es igual a 1 y después my let punto value es igual a 0. Sencillo. Quito esto y vamos a ver si explica alguna otra
True is
cosa.
always true. And so this is going to loop forever. I'm going to make LED dot, oh, I'm sorry, my LED. So I want you to think about, I said, turn it on. Computers work very, very fast or very, very slow. They work very, very fast. So what am I doing here? I'm turning it on and I'm turning it off and I'm turning it on and I'm turning it off so fast.
Ah, chinga, chinga. Al parecer, si esto como que se enciende y se apaga muy rápido. Vamos a verlo. Vamos a ver, vamos a ver. Quito este y este. Entonces, si le doy a correr aquí al Sony, pues como que ni se detecta que está cambiando porque va muy rápido. Pero el señor seguramente va a explicar alguna forma para que eso no pase. Híjole. ponemos esto para que miren que el internet, no sé qué onda, Latinoamérica, mi buena lata.
Hello, guys. This is Paul McWhorter with TopTechBoy.com, and we're here today with episode number of code that it just keeps doing. I'm going to turn it on. And okay, let's think about this. Do computers work very, very fast or very, very slow? They work very, very fast. So what am I doing here? I'm turning it on and I'm turning it off and I'm turning it on and I'm turning it off so fast that I can't even perceive it. It might be thousands and thousands of times a second. So what do I need to do? I need to slow it down. So what do I need to put in? I need to turn it on and wait and turn it off and wait. So I need some what? I need some waits or I need some delays. And so the good news is there is a different library in Python called sleep. So I'm going to say, quick, now what? Second. And now let's see what happens.
Hay una librería aquí en Python que se llama Dormite. Entonces, del tiempo, no, es un método del tiempo que se llama Dormite. Bueno, entonces, from el tiempo, quiero que me importes sleep. Entonces, yo quiero que encienda, se duerma por uno. Esto, quiero ver algo. Sí, al parecer se mide en segundos. Que se duerme por uno. Entonces, si yo cargo esto, aquí tendría que ser como que parpadear, ¿no? Eso, sencillo, fácil. Ahora, si puedo ponerle así como que parpadea más rápido, 0.1. A ver. Y yo quiero que sea algo medio raro, así. Que hasta código Morse se puede hacer. No, hombre, qué buena mierda. Ya la que. Ya. Qué buen sistema.
Okay, watch. Giddy up. Look at that. On a second, off a second, on a second, off a second. Boom, we've got this thing working. Okay, that is pretty darn good. Now, what you can also see is that we could make it go faster, right? Instead of that, we could come in and say, let's go on for point one and let's go off for point one. Let's see what happens there. You guys keep your eyes on the blinking LED there. Come in and shoot it and look at that. Boom, 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 boom. That is looking really,
No, hombre, sí, me adelanté, güey.
really good. So let's stop that. And you could also do like, okay, yeah, stop. Okay, you could come in and you could say, let's leave it on for a tenth and then let's leave it off for 2 seconds. So you could do something like that, an asymmetric blink, and we'll come in, run it. Okay, boom. You see how we can customize how this thing is behaving. Man, it's just like the first lesson and you're already programming GPO. How cool is that? Okay, I'll show you one other little thing that you can do with these is that instead of saying turn it on or turn it off, what you can do is you can toggle, and toggle just makes it, if it's on, it turns it off, and if it's off, it turns it on. And so here I could just come in and say toggle like this, and now I only have to do one statement, but in this case, it's always going to kind of be symmetric. If it's on, it'll go off. If it's off, it'll go on. So let's run this. Look at that. Okay, so man, you've learned a lot of really cool stuff. Okay, this is your homework assignment. Look over what you've learned so far. Look over what you've learned so far in today's lesson, and then be able to go back and write this code without looking at what you've already done. So be able to write this on your own. So get familiar enough with it that you're not just going back and recopying it, but doing it on your own. And then what I want you to see is I want you to see how quickly can you make this thing blink before you can't see it anymore. And so what I want you to do is just go in and play around with the sleep number, and then see at some point you are making it blink so fast that you can no longer perceive on, off, on, off. All you can perceive is you can perceive that it seems to be dim. Okay, it seems to be dimmer. But what is the, I guess what I would say is, what is the lowest number that you can use for the delay? Like, is it 0.1, 0.01, 0.05? What is the lowest number that you can put in here and still perceive a blink? And then what your homework assignment is leave a comment down below of what your answer is. And then I also want you guys to start posting your solutions to YouTube. All right. And so I want you to make a little simple screen capture or a little simple recording that is showing your code like I have want you. I want you to pick it other and you're making it. Share this video. It's Paul McWhorter with TopTechBoy.
Bueno, está sencillo. La tarea que nos dejó el cuate. Solo hacer esto, aquí, quitar esto, y es como que, bueno, pues, ya lo aprendiste a hacer, ahora hacerlo sin ver. A ver, y está sencillo. Entonces, cámara, propiedades, no, filtros. Pongo todos los filtros. Eso. Y ahora sí. Eso. De identidad sería mejor usar una máscara. Bueno, fácil. Importamos desde la máquina. No. Es from la máquina, importate el pin, sencillo. From el tiempo, importate el dormir. Y ahora solo es decir, bueno, pues mientras, el bucle, ¿no? Y decir, no, espérame, hay que decir qué pin es. Bueno, entonces creamos el objeto, así como que LED. Voy a llamar L, es igual a pin, así, un pin, digamos. ¿Y cuál pin es este? Pues es el pin LED, así se llama. Y es un pin de, le estoy enviando L.toggle dijo al final que era como un método y un sleep de 0.05 para que sea rápido. Y pues eso es todo sencillo. Quito los filtros. Pum, 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 y le doy al cargar. Y supuestamente la tarea era ver hasta dónde podía llegar y detectar que estaba haciendo el blink. Y todavía medio se mira. Medio se mira. Bueno, estuvo interesante. Ah, sí, guardémoslo, guardémoslo. Lo voy a hacer en pausa entonces. Y filtro, cámara. Bueno, pues eso es todo. Control